While South Korean public opinion is still abuzz with speculation surrounding the suspension of buying K-9 self-propelled howitzers with Vietnam, an unexpected development, but a new move has completely changed previous speculation. Amid the sometimes emotionally charged wave of debate, few would have expected the practical defense cooperation is progressing more steadily and quietly than ever before. Because while the headlines still dominate the newspapers, the South Korean Army has proactively revealed a new cooperation is at an exceptionally large scale, a sign that the bilateral relationship is far, but on the contrary, it is expanding in depth at a significant rate. Many observers note that the composition of participants in this year's training course holds significant meaning. Vietnam and Poland are both in the process of modernizing their artillery. Azerbaijan is a partner with significant demand for military equipment upgrades. The participation of all three countries shows that South Korea is proactively expanding its and systematically explore technology, simultaneously creating opportunities for partner countries to directly experience, instead of only approaching through introductory help. The South Korean Army also adjusted its training structure to be more scientific by dividing the program into basic course in the first half of the year and advanced course in the second half of the year. This change helps countries of varying technical levels to easily adopt the technology. Military experts believe that this organizational structure is entirely suitable to develop independent operational capabilities in the future, including, this course reported the participation of 5 Vietnamese military. This information immediately captured the attention of many. This is the time when Vietnam is considering many options to upgrade its artillery force, and researching battlefield equipment platforms is of particular importance. Sending officers to South Korea is not merely procedural, it is a direct approach step aimed at practical assessment, hands-on inspection of the operation, and maintenance factors that no introductory documentation can fully convey. After the course, the Vietnamese officers share that direct exposure to the training process, and operating South Korea's combat equipment systems has provided valuable experience. The knowledge gained will be applied to promote military cooperation between the two countries in the future. Many observers believe that assessment is not an emotionally charged statement, because previous courses have reported high satisfaction levels from students thanks to its standardization and high-intensity approach. What has particularly caught the attention of Vietnamese public opinion, not only focusing on the K-9 self-propelled, but also extends to the maintenance content of the Ku-1 Syrian helicopter. Some viewers are questioning why South Korea added this content right at this moment. Vietnam is seeking to diversify its supply of military. In reality, a helicopter cooperation agreement between Vietnam and South Korea was signed back between the Korea Aerospace Industries (KAI) and the Viettel Aerospace Institute (VTX). The appearance of Syrian in the training program is simply the next step in an already established process. VTX is the unit responsible for research and development in the aerospace field of the Viettel Group. Many Korean newspapers have published articles praising the rapid pace of Viettel's technology. When Viettel cooperated with KAI, many defense analysts raised questions. Can Vietnam's defense industry move closer to the goal of independently developing helicopters? Previously, that was considered too far-fetched, but current developments show that the goal has become more feasible. In the aviation sector, shortening the route is nearly impossible without cooperating with experienced partners. South Korea is a prime example. Despite having a highly developed, they still had to purchase the European Super Puma design to serve as the initial foundation for the Syrian. The amount spent at that time reached nearly $1.5 billion, a huge investment in the early 2000s. The development process continued for many years until a prototype met standards and could enter serial production. Therefore, those who closely follow global helicopter development understand that international cooperation is the common path that every country entering this field must go through. Even countries with large defense industries have gone through a phase of technology transfer and absorption before achieving independent capability. This very fact has led many Vietnamese viewers to express support for the cooperation direction between Vietnam. Considering it a reasonable starting point if Vietnam wants to elevate its military aid, many experts assess that the appearance of the KAUH-1 Syrian in the training program is to the Viettel-KAI agreement and clearly reflects South Korea's intention to promote the export of this helicopter line to the Southeast Asian market. In the previous context, KAI had secured major contracts for its F-A-50 and T-50 fighter jet lines in many countries. Expanding into the helicopter segment is entirely understandable. However, the Syrian has not yet secured any export contracts, and cooperation with Vietnam can open up. Many experts monitoring Vietnam-South Korea technical cooperation assess that if the KA becomes the chosen platform for transfer, production, or assembly in Vietnam, it would open a significant new step for the domestic defense industrial capacity. Not because Vietnam could immediately master the entire helicopter development chain, but journey spanning decades even for advanced countries. But because such cooperation will allow Vietnam to access the standardized processes of a country that has fully navigated the challenges to build its own military aviation ecosystem. Compared to previous projects like transport helicopter upgrades or enhancing repair capabilities, this direction is evaluated as having far greater strategic. A highlight in Vietnam-South Korea defense cooperation lies in the relationship no longer being limited to equipment. Vietnam is proactively seeking opportunities to participate more deeply in the defense, from aerostructures and avionics to long-term lifecycle maintenance. Although it is not yet clear which sub-tasks Viettel will undertake in the project.
That's positive assessment of Vietnam.
This indicates the bilateral relationship is shifting from a buyer-seller model to the appearance of a Soviet helicopter in the international training program organized by the South Korean Army also attracts. Some opinions suggest Seoul is introducing its strategic helicopter line to potential partners in an increasing military helicopter competition in Asia. Vietnam, with its force modernization needs, is seen as an important customer. However, Vietnam is approaching cautiously, step by step, directly observing operational and maintenance procedures to evaluate before making it. While many European and Middle Eastern countries have expressed interest but not progressed far, Vietnam is among the few partners taking substantive steps. Some experts believe that if a Viettel Kai project is implemented soon, Vietnam could become the first country outside South Korea to participate in producing or a variant suitable for domestic conditions. Another major question is whether Vietnam aims for helicopter production capability within the next 10 years. Although this goal is seen as challenging, many experts argue that every industry starts with small steps. Vietnam's proactive participation in this cooperation program has helped narrow the technological gap and lay the groundwork for future self-reliance capability. However, the Soviet is not the only option. Vietnam has also exchanged with the US and Turkey about potential helicopter cooperation, showing a clear maintenance of supply source. This open approach helps Vietnam avoid dependence while creating competitive pressure for partners to prove their quality and cooperation. Whatever the final decision, most analysts agree that Vietnam's participation in the Soviet training stems from the need to upgrade its helicopter force, which has served for decades. The complex regional security context also raises demands to enhance mobility, surveillance, rescue, and tactics. Therefore, Vietnam needs to access helicopter lines with high reliability and reasonable operating. The Soviet attracts attention due to its flexibility, capable of undertaking multiple roles from military transport to rescue or naval. This multi-role capability aligns with Vietnam's requirements. In addition, the Vietnam-Korea Strategic Cooperation Platform, along with extensive economic, has created a favorable environment to more vigorously promote defense projects. Yet Syrian cooperation continues to develop. Vietnam can build a team of engineers and technicians mastering modern aviation, reducing external dependence and strengthening defense industrial capability. Even if Syria is not selected, the current cooperation program remains an important stepping stone for future military aid.
Best presence in the Korean Army.
It is the reality and goodwill of both sides that drive Vietnam-Korea defense relations toward a strategic level.
Like the journey? Subscribe and join the next expedition.